Like I've sat down with colleagues who their parents were in ministry or ran missions, and like to the opposite of that effect, they sought material success. I can relate in the sense of being adopted as a very, very young baby. My mother worked very, very hard, and I didn't accept that the results that she got from that, and wanted to seek out and venture out and strive for something that I believe more. She was fairly devout atheist. And that definitely sprinkled its little sprinkles on me. So, did you see it as that whatever they did, you wanted to do the opposite?
No, not necessarily. I mean, I grew up in a great home. I have amazing parents still to this day. My dad and I get together every week. Actually, still, he's been one of my best friends and mentors forever. For me, it was just about ministry was not where I wanted to go simply because of the financial aspect. And
is it difficult to financially develop yourself if you're in the faith? What about Joel Osteen? Isn't he worth like $100 million? And this is complete layman curiously attempting to figure out. Like John Maxwell is a very famous.
Well, there are pastors obviously that earn a significant amount of income. If you look at the averages. The average pastor is not getting wealthy, right? And that's common, that's common knowledge. One of the real reasons that I wrote The Real Cost of Following Jesus is because the reality in our lives is that God called us into full-time ministry against our wills, where we were very upfront about that for 3 years, right? And so the question is, who's in control of your life, right? That was the question that we had to wrestle with, where we were clear that God was calling us into ministry, but we were also equally clear and open that this was not a path that was our plan A for our lives. So the point was, were we going to follow Jesus in a clear calling for our lives, or were we just going to do what we wanted apart from that? And in the end, we followed the calling. I don't want to underestimate the cost of that to us, where we literally gave up everything to pursue the Lord, and the majority of people in our lives told us we were crazy. I was a bright, rising young star in the investment community, and the folks in the investment community looked at me and they're like, "Why are you throwing your life and your career away?" It was a legitimate question, but understood from the context of calling. So one of the reasons I wrote The Real Cost of Following Jesus is I wanted to explore, well, what is the real cost? Right? Because that was certainly a real cost for us to be able to do that.